Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with Channel Disturbance. We have a bit of a treat for you today. We have a rather interesting replay. It was sent to me last night by two players. Fluffylilkitten, who's in the Hotchkiss EBR where you're looking at there, and his platoon mate, which is apache6467, and they're both from REBRN, which is a clan. Right, well, game started, and they're headed off down the valley. As I mentioned, Fluffylilkitten's in the Hotchkiss EBR, the wheeled vehicle, and Apache, well, he's in the AMX 1375, based on the AMX 13-ton tank with a 75mm gun. Whereas the Hotchkiss carries a 75mm as well, which has got 170 alpha. And they both decided to go up the hill in the valley. Normally you'd find the enemy light tanks up here. Okay, he's being a bit cautious here right now because this is a spot where you normally first catch sight of the enemy. And he's reloading a PCR. Okay, side scraping against the rock. These tanks have negligible armor, and Apache just ran into him. He does say "hit me" on the side of the vehicle, so I can understand that. Apache wants that spot, and so he's just sitting on that corner, ready to pull into cover, and we've got a Hellcat with us as well. Okay, well, I said something unusual happens in this battle, and it does. Well, nobody's turned up in this corner. Well, the enemy has been spotted on the southwest corner, and there was a Mario Kart, an AMD 178B in the valley, but he was disposed of. And, well, it looks like the enemy hasn't come up this way at all, so Fluffylilkitten and apache6467, in company with the Hellcat, are headed towards the enemy cap, and there's still nobody in sight. And yeah, this is pretty amazing. Well, Fluffykitten's driving leaves a little bit to be desired. He actually went straight into that building and demolished it. But there's nobody in sight. There's no Arty in this game, so there's nobody expected to be at the cap. But there's nobody in sight at all. And all three tanks are entering the cap to start capping. Now, we're 3 tanks down on the enemy, but they're so far away, I doubt that they can get back in time. 25 seconds to cap out. They must be panicking by now. They must realise that Fluffylilkitten's team actually could win this very easily. Now, still 3 tanks down, 10 seconds less to go, 5 seconds to go. They're going to win this easily. Fastest cap out. And they've done it. That's amazing. They've capped out for a quick win when there were still 4 tanks down on the enemy. So let's have a look at this battle from Apache's point of view. And here we are back at the cap, and the game has started. And, well, this is Apache's view of the same battle again. You can see Fluffylilkitten in his EBR Hotchkiss having difficulty trying to control it, I think, and keep it in a straight line when it's moving at such rapid speed. Those little Mario Karts, they can be a bit of a handful. Now, he's got 4 shells, 75mm in the magazine, and in the clip at the moment, 135 alpha from each of these shells, slightly less than you'll find on the EBR Hotchkiss's 75mm gun. Okay, it's a bit slow going up this slope. The vehicle is slightly heavier, I believe, than the Hotchkiss. Plus, of course, the Hotchkiss has got better traction than wheeled vehicle and all. Well, it seems to have better traction. Of course, it's got 6 wheels in contact with the ground. Bit of a nudge. That's my spot. And Apache takes up position. Well, the Hellcat's come up behind. Fluffylilkitten takes a quick trip up the bank, and the Hellcat decides to move on. And there goes Fluffylilkitten. And we're off. I find it constantly amazing that some people ignore entire flanks in their battles. And as a consequence, they lose the game simply because they neglected to cover one spot. And the enemy exploits it. And in this instance, this is a perfect example of how it is so easy to lose a battle when you all go like a lemming train down one side. Admittedly, that AMD 178B did go into the valley, but he did find enemy there. And obviously that should have told the enemy team, yep, I'm afraid you're going to have to apply some tanks to this corner, because if you don't, you are going to end up in trouble. Well, they're all in the cap. Fluffylilkitten pulls forward a little bit. And you can see on the mini-map, the enemy were totally devoted to the southwest route. And they're just so far away, there's no chance of them getting back in time. The Jackson's probably the closest who might be able to recover, get back here. But it's too late. It's far too late. And that's it, the end of the game. Wow. So quick. Now, if you know a faster cap, do send me the replay and I will do the video and put that up on YouTube. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, we can see Fluffylilkitten did fairly well in terms of his win rate was terrible, obviously, because they didn't shoot at the enemy during that game. And, well, if you look at the XP, you can see they both got 132, which puts them on this chart right down at the bottom. In actual fact, if you click on the XP, you can see they're a little way up from the bottom, but of course these three did actually win the game for their team. If it wasn't for them, the team might have lost, because they had they'd already lost six tanks when the enemy had only lost 2. So it was a good chance the enemy was going to win on numbers. But yep, he still picked up a nice amount of credits for the win. 34 capture points, 14,038 credits, and 396 XP overall, because this was the first win of the day. And if we look at the figures for Apache, we can see, yes, it's got virtually identical. Yep, the same if we look at the, there they are in all three together, and the detail report. Well, 32 capture points this time, 14,809 credits. He did have to repair his vehicle because he got nudged. And yep, if we look at the earnings on XP, we can see he picked up 396 overall. So a very, very quick win indeed. But if you know a faster cap, do tell me and we'll get that video done. Thanks for watching.